It's not just a call. It's a warning.
I mean, isn't the Robert Pattinson Batman voice pretty much just ASMR? So DC Fandome has come and gone, and we have another trailer for the Batman, and just, I need this movie now. This movie is going to be one of the best Batman films. It looks gorgeous. Greg Fraser, his cinematography, just, mwah. It looks so good, and just everything about this movie I am in love with. I love the costume. I mean, the cowl is not to my preference. I do kind of prefer Ben Affleck's Batman's cowl. But overall, I love the build of the suit. I love the color of the suit. It's grey. It just looks tactile and awesome. It reminds me a lot of an unrefined version of the Telltale Batman suit. And just, it looks so good. Zoe Kravitz as Selina Kyle Catwoman just looks amazing. Her chemistry with Robert Pattinson is shining through in this trailer. And speaking of Robert Pattinson, he is nailing a younger Batman. I mean, the look of anger in his eyes, like the bit where he shocks the guy in the neck and then it cuts to his reaction shot and you see the anger and the sort of enjoyment, the sadistic enjoyment in his eyes, and I'm like, that is a young, brutal Batman, and I love it. The action in general they showcased in the trailer just looked awesome. The scene where he's walking down that dark corridor and you see it being lit by the gun muzzle flashes, it looks so cool. I mean, like, my one, like, nitpick is that this Batman pretty much just feels like an invincible tank. He's just walking through unfazed, and whilst he looks cool as hell and badass, he should be dead, like, 1,000 times over. Like, I don't care how close you are to a moving bullet and how armored you are dead. Also, it is weird that no one's shooting him in the chin, which is, like, visibly exposed and, like, not armored at all. Or even the head. His cowl isn't like Ben Affleck's Batman's cowl, where, like, there's, like, a metal, you know, base plate in it. I'm pretty sure it's just a piece of scrap leather sewn together, so, like, he should be dead. But I mean, nitpicks aside, who gives a shit? That just looks so fucking cool. Speaking of fucking cool, the bit at the end where Penguin's like, I got you, and you see the Batmobile just come through that explosion and then flips over Penguin's car, and then you see the shot through Penguin's POV where you see Batman walking out of the Batmobile, walking towards his car, the fire, like, swirling around him. Holy shit, Greg Fraser just... oh my god. The overall imagery we got in this trailer just really excited me. I mean, I knew this film was going to be good. I loved the last trailer from DC Fandome, and seeing more of what we're getting in the Batman in this trailer, just, I trust Matt Reeves fully. Him and Robert Pattinson fully understand Batman, because I mean, the thing that I found interesting was Robert Pattinson was like, this version of Bruce Wayne and Batman, they aren't two separate people. In many ways, this version of Bruce Wayne hasn't managed to delineate the difference between Batman and Bruce Wayne. We're not going to get eccentric billionaire playboy philanthropist Bruce Wayne. We're going to get dark, moody, edgy Bruce Wayne, who is channeling his Batman persona in his Bruce Wayne everyday form, because he hasn't managed to separate the two yet. And that's what I'm really liking about Matt Reeves' take on the Batman so far. From what we've seen, he seems to have kept that gritty, grounded nature that we got in the Nolan Batman films, but he's also going a bit more hyper-real. Not as hyper-realist to the extent of what Zack Snyder did in Batman vs Superman and Zack Snyder's Justice League, but Matt Reeves is still going big and grand. I mean, a lot of the shots, the way he's telling the story, the way he's telling Greg Fraser to capture these images, they're very stylized and comic booky. The cinematography itself reminds me of The Long Halloween, the use of color, the use of shadows. It's very cinematic and artistic. And it just has me really excited that we're actually seeing an artist's voice come through this project, because I won't lie, I think I'm a bit burnt out on some of the superhero movies we're getting nowadays. I feel like I should explore this in a video at some point, because just now is not the time to articulate it, but just watching this trailer, there was a vision, there was a creative voice, and there was a story going on. I mean, you can tell this movie is distinctly Matt Reeves' vision, because not only do we get a return of Nirvana's Something in the Way helping to score the trailer, but Michael Giacchino's Batman theme is big and bombastic, and it's present in this trailer. It's like Matt Reeves is leaving his own personal stamp going, this is my Batman. And I'm all for it. There's also just a lot of crime thriller vibes. Matt Reeves did say this film was inspired by Zodiac. The opening shot where the police surround the Riddler in that cafe, the way it's framed and shot, it looks like Prisoners, the Denis Villeneuve film. And I was like, oh, I'm getting a real police thriller drama vibe. And I was like, this looks great. Like, the fact that this isn't just the same old superhero fare, it is someone who loves the detective side of Batman going, I'm going to make a detective film. And honestly, there's not much more praise I can give this trailer, because I've already given that praise in my previous video on the Batman, and just this movie, I just can't wait to see. Like, March 4th, bring it on. This movie is just going to be so awesome. Like I'm genuinely really excited for this movie, and I don't think I've been this excited for a superhero film in a good long while. Well, at least in terms of the main continuity Marvel films and DC films, because I mean, Joker did look great, and I really love the trailers for Zack Snyder's Justice League, but I mean, those are the exceptions. Nowadays, every superhero trailer just feels kind of the same, and this Batman trailer just has its own voice and flair and personal stamp, and I need more of that in my superhero films, but I just love the overall tone and vibe of this trailer. It just is Matt Reeves going, this is my Batman, and just, I really can't wait for it. As Martin Scorsese would say, this is cinema. But the question is, what did you think of the Batman trailer? I mean, let's be honest, you all loved it. I know we all loved it. It's not that hard to love. It's so great. But anyways, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Like, subscribe, follow me on social media, all that good stuff. And until we meet again, see you guys next time.